Hi, my dear students. This is Sharad Kumar, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce. In the previous session, we have discussed the features of business environment. This session presents the characteristics of business environment. So, before discussing the characteristics of business environment, it is important to know the difference between features and characteristics. So, ಮೊದಲು ನಾವು ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. So, what is a feature? Feature is an interesting or important part or quality of something or someone, whereas characteristic is unique quality which makes something or someone different from others. So when we say characteristics of business environment, here we will discuss only those factors which makes business environment different from other disciplines. So these are the qualities of business environment which makes business environment unique when compared to other disciplines. The characteristics of business environment will be indicated by the major challenges, opportunities, threat and weaknesses that the business comes across. Now let us discuss the characteristics of business environment one by one. The first characteristic of business environment is complex. We all know that environment is made up of a lot of factors, events and conditions. It consists of a number of factors, events and conditions which are being influenced by different departmental sources in the organization. So when we say business environment, it is made up of multiple factors like political factors, legal factors, economic as well as non-economic factors. There will be internal factors of the company like material, machinery and methods. So this nature of environment makes it complex. So we consider environment to be very complex because it consists of multiple factors. The second characteristic of business environment is we consider environment to be very dynamic. We all know that business and the business environment is ever changing. We can witness a lot of changes on a daily basis in the field of business. Business and company environment is constantly evolving and changing in various aspects. So this is the second characteristic of business environment. Now, the third characteristic of business environment is that environment is multifaceted. Strategic observers can shape and observe different characters prevalent in the environment. So, being a strategic observer, you can observe a particular change or latest development in the business. So, your observation may be viewed differently by different observers in the organization. You can think of it as an opportunity for the company, but sometimes it can even be treated as a threat to the company. So, environment is multifaceted anteve. For example, when you scan the environment, the same situation or the same condition can seem like an opportunity for some, whereas the same situation can be perceived as a threat by some other companies or some other people in the same company. That is because environment is multifaceted. Now, we are in a crisis due to corona. The business are suffering. A lot of business are considering corona crisis as a threat to their company, but there are some industries like healthcare. They have an opportunity during the times of corona. So this is because environment is considered to be multifaceted. Now the last characteristic or the fourth characteristic of business environment is that environment has a far-reaching impact. Environmental impact brings new dimensions to the business. Survival, growth, profitability and development of an organization depend critically in terms of micro and macro factors of the business environment. ಈ business environment ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಂತಹ micro ಮತ್ತು macro factors ಏನಿದಾವೆ, they will directly impact the survival, growth, profitability and development of an organization. ಒಂದು ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಅಳಿವು ಉಳಿವು, ಅದರ ಲಾಭದಾಯಕತೆ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಅದರ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ, it purely depends on the factors present in the business environment. So being a manager, if you neglect to take appropriate decision at the right time, it creates an adverse impact on the organization. So if you don't scan the environment and take the right decision at the right time, it will leave an adverse impact on the organization. So these are the four characteristics which makes business environment different from other disciplines, or which makes business environment unique. In addition to the characteristics of business environment, let us try to throw some light on the importance of business environment. We'll try to explain some points which describes the importance of business environment. Identification of business opportunities. Business environment, or scanning the business environment, will help in identifying the business opportunities. There are many opportunities provided by business environment to the organization. So scanning this business environment would help a business to get the first mover advantage. So when you scan the business environment, you can identify the business opportunities. So when you know there are business opportunities, you can get the first mover advantage. And if the changes in the business environment are analyzed carefully, then they can be the reason for business success. Then you can succeed in the field of business. So this is why business environment, or the study of business environment, is important for the companies. The second importance is it helps in optimum utilization of resources. Scanning of business environment will help the companies in optimum utilization of business resources. Resources like raw material, machine, money, labor, etc. are input for business. So ಒಂದು ಕಂಪನಿ ರನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ದ ರಾ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಮೆಷಿನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಲೇಬರ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ನಾವು ಇವುಗಳನ್ನು ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಕೇರ್ಸ್ and they are provided by the environment to the business, which is required for carrying out their activities and also expect something in return. So when these resources are scarce, we need to use them at the optimum level. So this can be possible only when we are aware of the business environment. The next importance is identification of threats and early warning signals can be done with the help of scanning business environment. Business can recognize a threat by analyzing the change which is taking place in the environment. For example, if any multinational company is entering the Indian market, the manager of an Indian firm dealing with the same product as that of the multinational company should take it as a warning signal. So yavaga now there are a lot of MNCs operating in our market as well. ನಮ್ಮ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ಎಮ್ ಎನ್ ಸಿಯ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ಗೆ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ, ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಅವೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಎನ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ if we scan the environment, we come to know these changes. So when you know that there is a multinational company entering your market, then you can take it as a warning signal. So this helps in taking precautionary measures. So what we can do is, before the MNC launches its product, the manager, or being the managers, we should implement measures such as improving the quality of our product, and we can invest in heavy advertisements, or we can introduce the product with some changes which makes the product competitive, or which makes the product to have a competitive edge over the MNC's product. So this is how the business environment helps in identification of threats, as well as it also helps in giving warning signals to the businesses. The next importance of business environment is that Business environment helps in coping with the rapid changes. As all we all know that business is ever changing. There will be a lot of changes taking place in the field of business. To effectively and efficiently cope with these changes, managers must understand the environment and should adopt appropriate courses of action at the right time, which helps management become more sensitive to ever changing needs of customers. So, as a result, they are able to respond to such changes effectively. The next importance is business environment helps in meeting the competition. The business scanning the business environment will helps firm analyze competitor strategies and formulate their strategies accordingly. ಪ್ರತಿ ಫರ್ಮ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ರತಿ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಎನ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ನ ಅರಿವಿದ್ರೆ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ನೋ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ವೀಕ್ನೆಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದೇಯರ್ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೀಟರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಅದೇನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಜೀಸನ್ನು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. The next importance is that business environment will help in identifying firm's strength as well as weaknesses. Business environment helps identify the individual strength and weakness